The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others.
Pacific414 Pop Talk is here. Join the conversation. We got Baron, Orman, Tagge, Cash Money, 007, and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews. Discussions are had, opinions made. From the panel to the chat, everyone is welcome here. Reactions, watch parties, and special guests. We like to have a good time. Pacific414 Pop Talk is underway. Pull up a seat, we're inviting to stay. Articles, collectibles, reviews, you say. Baron, Cash, and Mike bring the fun tonight. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Don't forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to share out the show. Pacific414 Pop Talk is one of a kind. It's true. It's true. Relax and enjoy the show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to tonight's watch party of Nuremberg, which will be on the KOSMI side, but I do have a specific reason as to why I don't have the KOSMI link in the chat on YouTube and Rumble, and it is not because of any kind of issue. It's because of the subject matter in this film. This film deals heavily with the courtroom trial that occurred in 1946 in Nuremberg, Germany, after World War II. But it also shows actual historical film reels from World War II when the Russians and also the United States arrived at the concentration camps, saw the concentration camps in the conditions that they were in, and also shows some graphic video footage of some of the survivors and the deceased. So I wanted to let everybody know that before I put the KOSMI link in there, that if you are uncomfortable with graphic imagery, the terms that are used in this film, then maybe it's best you skip this particular watch party. Not doing this to be an asshole. I'm doing this to let you all know ahead of time. But if you have no problem with history, what occurred during this point in history, and also you understand that the reels are being shown just as they were in the actual trial to bring that levity and show the atrocities that happened at these concentration camps, and you understand that this is being done for historical reference, then you are all welcome. Mm-hmm. So I will be putting the KOSMI link in the chat right now. Again, if you are uncomfortable with this subject matter, then I just say, skip this watch party, join us for the next one. But there it is for the YouTube side. I will pin it to the top of the chat here in a second after I pin it to the chat over on Rumble. All right, so there we go. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's show. I hope you're all doing well. Baron, Cash, good to see you guys.
Yo, I thought you'd have the one where I'm chasing the donut. But I call BS on Cash Money. He's never worn a suit in his life.
Well,
I don't think he's ever been in a library either.
That's why I thought that would be funny to create one with Cash and he's wearing a suit and tie in a library.
I was laughing because things that never happened for 200, please, Alex.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I mean,
Give me a donut, Baron.
He showed up as a juror at a court wearing a midriff and leather pants and
nope, fake news. Oh, Lady Mist.
Oh, Lady Mist is your hi.
Yeah. So I'm marking everybody who has popped in so far. And then I will say hello to each and every one of you.
You should have had him eating kale wrapped tofu.
I could always change it.
No.
Oh,
Notice how quickly he objected.
Josh Helion, make me a sandwich, please. Thank you.
But I do want to say hello to Tim. Now, Tim, I do appreciate you putting those pictures into the KOSMI side. That's probably the only way people are going to see it, because the fighters that are in the pictures, it really has nothing to do with what this movie focuses on.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't focus on any particular World War II battle, whether it be air combat or ground combat. It focuses on how this trial came together, how it was formed, and then the proceedings, and what happened even in between the proceedings. But I just want to let you know that, Tim.
Even though you could sit back and say he was a Reich theater of the Luftwaffe, it has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah,
because they're looking at it more as the Reich theater of the Reich, until a certain little Austrian said, "No, you're gone." Towards the end there, everything was falling down. And he thought he was betrayed by him.
Yeah. I also want to say, excuse me, hello to Helion. Hope you're doing well. We also have our newest channel member as well. And just to let all channel members know that next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday at 6, we will have our member stream for all channel members.
So
at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Next Saturday. Not next Saturday. I'm next Saturday. Like,
and of course, yes, Zaffris, not Zaffris. That was a fun watch party. Of course, Lady Miss, good to see you. And Zachariah Johnson, good to see you as well. Welcome. Let's see. Have I missed anyone else who might have popped in? Not yet.
Sounds mighty frontierish, Zachariah Johnson. You see him trudging through the mountains and buckskins in his mule, exploring around, getting skins and stuff like that. Yeah, that sounds like a very adventurous name.
I think it does.
I do say so myself.
But gentlemen, how are you doing before we officially start the movie?
Come on, Jay, you go first.
All right, big boy. I'm doing pretty good. Just had to do some errands today, so even got groceries, so that was good.
Wow.
I know. Yeah.
Checking the dates on the expiration dates, and especially on the
always you got no tofu, man. This tofu nonsense. No, I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
Cash buys 3-week-old milk because it's cheaper.
No.
I could buy the fresh stuff, but it's so expensive. But this stuff is
no.
Too much of a deal here.
That's what I'll give you, Baron.
Help! You're threatening me. I state truth, and he gets mad at me. What am I going to do?
But Baron, how are you doing, brother?
Oh yeah, I know all about Jeremiah Liver Eating Johnson. Yep. Oh, I'm doing okay. I am doing okay. Just another day of being a nurse, and we did our shopping too, and got that taken care of. I got plenty of donuts.
Donuts.
Yeah. Chocolate raised donut, chocolate frosted raised donut. And then I got some blueberry ones, what they call the Dunkers from a gas station I dropped off there because I love blueberry. Gotta love the blueberries. The blueberries, they're huge. They're, without blueberries, we wouldn't have a nation. Make America great, those blueberries. And yeah, I have some of those, and I have to be careful because Mouse loves them. We've discovered that way back when we had a box we had on the table, and he and his brother Bobo, rest his soul, broke into it to eat the blueberry donuts.
Well, they're blueberry donuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh god, dude, Bobo, get over here, blueberry donuts.
Right. I mean, I didn't think cats liked blueberries, but I guess so
You'd be surprised what some cats like.
Yeah, I know. I think Duchess likes them now too, and so does little girl. She had her first experience the other day, so I have to share my donut. Whenever I have one of them, I got to share it if one of the cats show up. Yeah.
Anything else going on with you guys?
Nah, just running doctor appointments and watching the Olympics, especially the ones that hate America. Actually, no, the big one was curling. We're rooting on. Americans getting close to getting the gold, but they got the silver. And one of the reasons why, obviously, we were rooting for them is because they were from Duluth. And curling is big up in northern Minnesota because curling's big also, I guess, in Canada. So yes. they even get they get special cable channels to pump into their like curling centers and all that from Canada, so they can watch all curling all the time. And really, there's something really interesting about curling. I don't know what it is. It's fun to watch, but I wouldn't want to play it. We have a curling center in town down here, so.
And Helion says that she went to the gym this morning. Yeah, that's right.
No. She didn't go. No. She went to the Geim. What are you talking about? That's Geim. Don't you know how to read? That's Geim.
Oh, Geim.
And I also want to say hello to Tree Nug.
Hey, Tree Nug.
That's tripping, man. Tripping.
But again, well, probably the last time I'll say it for a little while at least. If you're uncomfortable with World War II subject matter and also graphic imagery, especially from historical film reels, then speak now or forever hold your peace, because I am going to start the movie. And the movie's going to be playing regardless. You have been warned.
Ooh, that's a different screen there. Walden Media. Okay. Wow, it's been 25 years since it. Oh.
Yeah, and I went and saw this movie back in November when my sister went and saw Wicked for Good. I went and saw this, and I had a few people say, "Oh, you don't want to go see it because it has this, that, and the other." It's like, no, I do want to see it. If you know anything about me and the fact that I enjoy watching and discussing, topics, especially about World War II, excuse me, then this is the movie I want to see.
But what an opening scene there, the cinematography and how everything's set up.
Yeah. That's one of the things I really appreciated about this movie. That should be better for everybody over on the KOSMI side.
VE Day.
Mm-hmm. It sets the tone.
Yeah, well, it's believable. I'm sure many did that. of course, many doing their bringing stuff back, flags and stuff to sell.
Yeah, it does, Tree Nug. History does rock.
Mhm.
There are good points in history, and there are also points we need to learn from.
They probably should have been driving a car that was not so conspicuous, but
And I think you'll be impressed with Russell Crowe's German accent.
mm-hmm. Oh, they got some weaponry. Let's see if they got the right Tommy gun though. Mm. Wow, he's yeah, that's Göring. He
Yep.
was an arrogant. He was an arrogant
He was a prick.
god. Mm-hmm. And the thing, he was a big hero in World War One in the Luftwaffe. Flying in Richthofen's squadron.
Which this movie does touch upon that.
Mm-hmm. I mm-hmm. 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 And she's absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. And pay attention to the dialogue too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they did declare war.
Mm-hmm. Right after Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm. If the little Austrian did not declare war on the United States, there'd be a different outcome. But he kept his word to the Japanese. I think what the turning point on him and Göring was the beer hall riots.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the little Austrian and Göring and Rome came out and arm in arm walking along there. Then the shots started getting fired. One of the shots ricocheted and basically emasculated Göring, and he escaped to Sweden, where they were, tried to patch him up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
While, of course, the little Austrian, sat in jail and dictated a book to Hess. And I think that was kind of the turning point on him, because he was disgruntled, as many veterans were, where they were able to gather a lot of people for support because the Weimar Republic basically stabbed everybody in the back and was one of the most corrupt governments out there.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, and there you get Göring. He comes back and gets in, and before you know, as a hero, becomes like the Luftwaffe.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was because of the restrictions placed on Germany after World War One that we ended up getting World War II.
Mm-hmm. Basically, all it was a great war with about 20-year break.
Mm-hmm.
And the signing of the Treaty of Versailles was, in a sense, the signing declaration of war. Honestly, it was. What they put Germany through after World War One, or the Great War, was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. A country giving the country no chance to be able to rebuild itself out of spite. And if they didn't do that, things would have been different. You wouldn't have had the National Socialist Party. You wouldn't had someone would probably still be an artist, and maybe someone would be proud of the fact that they have an Adolf hanging in their house.
Maybe we don't know. That's one of those what ifs.
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm just throwing out, I would love to have one of those Jeeps, man.
I enjoyed this movie when I went and saw it. It's just too bad it wasn't out that long in the theaters.
Yeah.
And you'll recognize this actor as Howard Stark in the Marvel movies.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Kind of. Yeah. No. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and Baron already alluded to
Mm-hmm.
why he has that problem.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of others that were in the war and got hooked on morphine and other fun stuff.
Welcome to the KOSMI side, Pat. I want to be.
Mm. That's, mhm. Yep. One of one of the reasons why Göring and Himmler didn't necessarily get along.
Mm-hmm. But I'd love to hear what you think of Russell Crowe's German accent after the movie's done.
Mm-hmm. He's doing good with the. Yeah,
Oh.
The German's good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I kind of know a little about the Third Reich history. The fact that Russell Crowe got so big. And of course, it was the emasculation that caused him to gain a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Playing to his ego. Yeah.
Welcome to the KOSMI side, Jet Sparks.
I got.
I'm just gonna let Pat and Jet Sparks know that this movie does have the subject matter that some people may not be comfortable with, and also there's actual historical film reels in this
Mm-hmm.
movie that depict how the concentration camps were when Russian troops and American troops arrived, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't shy away. So if you're uncomfortable with that kind of imagery, then maybe this movie isn't for you.
Now, going back to his being overweight and all that, with the disagreements between Himmler and Göring, he would call insultingly, and usually behind the scenes, Himmler little Heine, and they could have done a better job with the Führer. Come on, that's
Yeah, I agree. What the heck, man? Come on.
yeah, no, mm. Oh,
He
that
did a
wasn't.
way better job in Inglorious Bastards, Baron.
Oh, I understand. That wasn't supposed to be the.
No, that wasn't supposed
That
to be
was
Hitler at
Lane.
all.
That was Lane. This guy.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just keep watching. They'll let you know who everybody is.
Mhm. Yeah. And of course, Danz was the one who did become the Führer. Mm-hmm. He's right.
Pat, this is actual historical newsreels,
Yeah.
not just the ones from concentration camps that you'll see later
Mhm.
on in the film.
And of course, black and white film footage
Yeah.
with them to have it seamless. Mm-hmm. Frood, who is Jewish. But uh realizing it, huh?
Uh huh.
But Göring's nickname was Iron Fatty, the unfunny clown. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is all true footage.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it I recognize from seeing it back in high school. Others I recognize from watching documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't doctor any of the footage.
Mm-mm. The thing is yeah, they did have work camps
Mm-hmm.
using slave Jewish laborers, and a lot of them died from that working
Starvation
hard
and
yeah. They weren't escorted into little showers. A lot of them suffered so much that if they had a choice, they would have gone into the showers. That's how bad it was. Just to let people know. I mean, oh my God, Baron, what are you saying? But it's like they were put in mines to work. They were helping extract stuff for the atomic program. So you can imagine they were exposed to a lot of dangerous stuff like uranium, um, and the like that. And of course, they were making cars. I mean, they were making vehicles and such for the war because they were again.
and yes, Rami Malek is in this film, as you see, playing psychiatrist Douglas Kelley.
Mhm. Yep, nitroglycerin. Mhm. Mhm. Exactly, Tim.
Mm-hmm. Tim saying that his granddad shot down one plane during the war, and FW 190 near Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
He said he hoped Hermann Göring saw it. Well, saw it go down.
I don't think they were worried about the spread of anti-Semitism in the sense that the sympathy to the National Socialism, because there were still a lot of people around the world that were sympathetic to the National Socialist platform. And I'm not talking about the anti-Semitic side, but like the Russians and stuff like that, Ukrainians, people that are in the Soviet Union, they were preferring to be National Socialist over being communist because Stalin was just a monster. One of the big mistakes the Germans did in World War II was when they went into these areas, instead of where they were almost being treated as heroes, they went in as monsters. They could have just armed that civilian, and they would have been in Moscow in no time. But no, he had some schmuck.
One of the crazy Austrians' biggest mistakes during World War II was thinking he could invade Russia.
Yeah. And he could have. He could have if they would have just started recruiting the Poles as they went along, the Ukrainians and the others. He would have been in there. But you had some Scholzstaffen officer who was an idiot and just went in there and was being an absolute monster to those that were in there. And as much as it was bad for them, it's a good thing that happened. Or Soviet Union would have fallen. Moscow would have fallen. Again, it's one of those things that what if things that happen, but happen.
Tim, I don't know how you would feel, but I'm sure there'd be a lot of anger.
And Phil, if you'd like to watch Nuremberg, the KOSMI link is pinned to the top of the chat.
What I like about this movie already is the fact that Russell Crowe is actually speaking German. Yeah. Even though I thought Valkyrie was a good movie, I think they should have actually spoke German. I think Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise has actually spoken different languages, so in movies. I just think it makes it more authentic, of course, Barons.
Yeah, it does. I love it.
Well, I'll ask you both after the movie what you think of his performance.
The Holy See. Who are not necessarily in high favor at this time either because of complacency. And that's just it. The humor that you're dropping in there is natural. You can see people talking this way.
Can't remember what that movie came out. What was it, 2 years ago or something about the Catholic Church? Can't remember. What it's called. But the ending to that movie really fucking pissed me off. And I'm not Catholic, but it's so insulting to them. So.
Yeah. No, I've been going back and forth on this because I can't remember exactly, but did the Catholic Church side with the Germans? Because I could have sworn they didn't.
No, they didn't, but you have to remember Mussolini in Italy and such. They were kind of you had some people in the Catholic Church that were, because you had Catholics in high up Catholics in Germany. It was more of a fact that they were like a turtle and put their head in a shell.
Yeah, that's what the movie's talking about, Phil. If you'd like to watch it, you're more than welcome to click on that KOSMI link.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure he was, Tim. I can't imagine.
Right. They signed that paperwork. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hmm. But saying that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So some. It's still a sore spot to this day. This.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Cash?
Hmm?
Cash, he's saying you're depressed.
No,
I don't think you're depressed.
Yeah, well, I'm depressed when I see you, Phil, all the time. Yeah.
Well, Phil, you've seen this movie 3 times, so obviously you either A, find it enjoyable to a certain extent, or B, you're watching it so you can point out, what's factual and what's not. Gotcha.
Don't worry, Phil. I'll make sure to hide from you again. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Then my health will be better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, has anybody noticed any buffering or stuttering on the KOSMI
No,
side?
it's been KOSMI's starting to kick ass so far.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know if it's me or
it's you.
Because I've been having a little internet. Yeah, it's probably me.
It's probably you, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. Well, I just had an update, and it's been kind of messing up a little bit.
Your internet's been good, though, right, Baron? I mean, what do you guys have over there? Pretty good.
Yeah,
then.
Exactly. It used to be good, but it's kind of been acting up lately.
Okay, yeah. See, like when Spectrum goes down, and I know Mike has Spectrum too.
Mm-hmm.
It can definitely be a problem, but Time Warner, at least here, used to be worse.
Mm-hmm.
We need more history movies. We don't. I feel that we're lacking with it.
Yeah. As long as.
Mm-hmm.
As long as
it tries to say to the factual parts.
That's right. Yes.
Of history, and not try to exaggerate or throw something in that never happened.
Yeah.
Or try to turn it into a political piece,
right?
Propaganda piece of.
Well,
BS.
Phil was even telling me stuff about like Band of Brothers. There's just like inaccurate information in there, even if people have enjoyed it. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of pressure for them to put this all together.
Right.
It would have to be.
I mean, honestly, you want to take a look at it. What they're doing is very questionable and dangerous because where does national and international law comes? And so how do you go about this that doesn't damage that?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, that'd be an embarrassment. How ironic, Nuremberg, the place that a lot of this started.
Yep.
The rally.
Epicenter.
Yep. No, the Triumph of the Will, being filmed at the one, trying to show unity after the Night of the Long Knives.
There's that arrogance.
Well, the thing is he's going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep watching. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to, for those that don't know history or whatever, I'm not going to say anything more, but
no judge is fair.
no.
Well, Tim, Malek's been in a lot of stuff, including Bond, of course, the last Bond movie. He was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't seen the Queen movie yet, but I probably should see that.
It's good. I'll make sure that we have it on our list of movies to watch this year.
First time Göring saw Hess in years.
And if anyone out there is interested in seeing more movies with Russell Crowe, I highly recommend L.A. Confidential and, of course, Gladiator, the first Gladiator.
Master and Commander.
Oh, yeah, Master and Commander is very good, list. Too. Yes, that's a very good movie.
And Hellion's saying that she likes Göring's arrogance.
Yes.
Mhm. I'm shocked. Mhm. Mhm. And his wife was Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
One the one of the conspiracy theories is that Rudolf Hess was treated for another person, and when he was in Spandau prison, he didn't want to have visits from the family, but those that did claimed that that wasn't Hess,
Mm-hmm.
and then he died of mysterious situations in the prison itself. So I mean that's the conspiracy. Take it for what it's worth. I'm not saying it's true.
And what do you think is true then, Baron?
I don't know. The whole Hess thing is a confusing thing from the moment he crashed in Scotland uh, to his death in prison.
And Phil says, fun fact: the German Navy of 1933 to 1945 never did the Nazi salute of everybody in the German Navy favored the Kaiser.
Yeah.
Hmm.
In fact, there's there's a picture of the theater on the Bismarck, and a bunch of people are doing the Heil, but the captain and the others were giving them the salute. Just like Rommel.
Yep.
Most of his people were not part of the party.
Yeah, I was going to say,
including Rommel himself.
just like in South Africa when you had the German troops there, they didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. And Rommel made sure that the broken cross was as small as possible on all his emblems in there. If you ever looked at the Africa Corps, symbols, you have the prominent eagle, but you notice that the broken cross is rather small.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The big question is who is the father of his daughter?
Mm-hmm. Especially since Göring had that unfortunate accident.
Mm-hmm. And there was some wild, shall we say, adult things that happened around them, just like some of the others.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. No, that that's the thing too. As you're watching the scene here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, how the children suffered because, of course, they're children,
Right.
and these people were actually very good parents and loving parents. Even Goebbels. I mean, even though they did cyanide them on the end there, but they did that, believe it or not, twisted love because they didn't want the children to fall into the hands of, particularly the Soviets, because they're afraid of what they would do to them.
Mm-hmm.
And but honestly, Goebbels would have been Father of the Year. If it wasn't for the fact of who he truly was, and the same thing with Göring.
Yeah.
And these people, it's like even monsters, they think they're doing the right thing, and they can be loving people at home, but they're still evil. What a conundrum, isn't it?
Yep.
In the whole thing, not excusing these people, mind you, it's just irony.
Well, everything isn't just cut and dry. That's the problem, where people just think it is, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Right.
with people that are supposed to be evil. And not saying they aren't, but it doesn't mean that their whole family is evil. It's just
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, and especially the children.
Mm-hmm. And Eric, good to see you. Since I had a grandfather and uncle in the Italian army, part of Italian, part of what became the Africa Corps, the Italians stationed in Libya did not allow Jews to be deported to Rome. Yeah.
Still want to get that book that mm-hmm. What a switch of a scene there. Really jolts you
Mm-hmm.
in a good way. I mean, it doesn't take you out of the thing.
It does what it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what it's supposed to do is, keep your attention.
Right. And of course, our poor doctor there with nice back.
Mm-hmm. DJ, welcome to the KOSMI side.
Hey, DJ.
Mm-hmm. And one of the obstacles hit you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be honest. At first, when I saw her, when I first watched the movie, I thought it was Daisy Ridley, but I'm going, no, that's not Daisy Ridley.
No, it's not.
No. Still cute.
But we weren't the only ones who denied the Kaiser.
No. Right. And you're absolutely right, Phil, because again, like I said, the Weimar Republic, which was absolutely corrupt and filthy, is also what helped bring on the Second War.
More actual newsreels are shown in here. You'll be able to tell what's real and what isn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can clean up the old film reels, but you can still tell signs that it's vintage.
Yeah. And you can kind of see that it isn't quite fully matched up with the film that they were doing there, where they're trying to intersplice it. You know, it's not quite perfect, but I'm not complaining.
It's all good, DJ.
No problem with lurking, DJ.
Lurking's always a good thing, man. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
I thought DJ was the king of lurking.
Nice. That's the advantage of having a second stream. You can still watch the movie.
You know, I still want to find. I think I started seeing. I want to find that book where they took a Lutheran Missouri Synod pastor, because he knew German. He went over there to, basically on the last day of people, try to, of course, evangelize and give, well, Lutherans don't have the last rites, but communion, stuff like that, because of course Germany was so heavily Lutheran for obvious reason. And Hermann Göring was absolutely unrepentant. He was bitten about, why should I follow your Jewish God? So type of thing. So he was unrepentant, completely and utterly.
Yep.
Yep. Right. Because they wanted a show.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I guess I got ahead of myself when I said this part.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't deserve.
You're not going to give them that satisfaction.
Nope.
Right. So they're going to do the dog and pony show. I mean, yeah, I know it sounds cruel to say that, but that's what basically what it is. The outcome has already been decided. They just want to make a show.
It was the Germans who started World War One, and they started World War Two.
Yes, they did.
As the old joke goes, Germany just wanted peace. A piece of Poland, a piece of France, a piece of, yeah. As the old joke went.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that joke.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you got a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was not a bad soldier. He made it to corporal. And in the Austrian army and in the German army, you had to do that wasn't just handed out.
No, but this is Douglas saying it from a certain point of view.
That's true. And again, one of the funny things is his commanding officer, whom he respected, was Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
The man who sold his paintings was Jewish. The man who was taking care of the doctor was taking care of his mother through her last days until her death, whom he never blamed the doctor for and held in high admiration, was Jewish. What a conundrum, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's not forget the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to forget about the German internment camps in the United States. And some Italian.
And again, I'm going to reiterate, when they do show that footage, they don't shy away. So when it gets to the part where they are showing the footage from the concentration camps, that's why I've been adamant about letting you all know viewer discretion is strongly advised if you've never seen them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people, with the camps and even nowadays, things how they said this is barbaric what America does. Here's the reality.
Yeah.
War is not pretty. And
No.
when one nation attacks another nation, another country attacks another country, there's unfortunately going to be repercussions. And that's so
There's
even
going to
if
be
you're
actions taken by all sides that people will raise an eyebrow about and say,
That's right.
why'd you do that?
right, exactly.
And this conversation right here is something I've been talking about for a while. I'm selective on it because, you're afraid to start bringing out this other side because they sit back and think you're a sympathizer when you're not. In fact, you're discussing something that's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I do honestly believe that Göring, I do believe that the theater were not necessarily, well, I think he did as it went along, became an anti-Semite. I honestly think that the theater was just sociopathic enough. It's like, whatever I can use to get higher. I know that there is a huge sentiment against these people. I can use that. And I mean, as it went along,
and unfortunately, he did.
Yes.
Yeah, and as things went along, I think, he eventually did, especially after you had the Valkyrie event, the attempted assassination, and the various disease. Some people suspect Parkinson, and probably did have Parkinson. He might have actually started feeling that way, but in all reality, I don't think he really gave a damn. And in some ways, I find that colder than if you do have a hatred. At least there's an understanding.
Right.
If you hate somebody and you're doing this, you can understand. But just using it as a stepping stone and not caring, I think that hurts even more. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is, that's how devoutly loyal they were.
Yeah.
I mean, their world has come to an end.
No. You really think someone in high positions could tell a second command everything? You're going to keep certain things close to the belt.
Right.
I agree.
I mean, how much was Göring involved in it? The theater didn't necessarily like Göring. One of the things is because Göring was great for a tool to get where you're going, right? He was a disgruntled, and a somewhat famous veteran for his actions in World War One. But the thing is the theater, you have to remember, he was vegetarian. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. Right? And he just was flabbergasted by the fact that Göring was known for going out for his hunts and stuff like that, and which repulsed the theater. So who knows how much he did actually bring him into some of the secrets. Maybe he did know and it's just all an act. And that's kind of the thing. I mean, when you have people like Martin Bormann and all that, who were full-fledged, frothing at the mouth, anti-Semitic, frothing at the mouth, right? And Göring, who is living the good life.
Mm-hmm.
So we can actually get dinged for saying the H word. We have to just say "für." Just leave it at that.
Well, I mean, I would rather just sit back and say the actual words, because this is history.
Mm-hmm.
This is not
exactly.
going out there
It's history.
encourage.
Right. Exactly.
This is not going out there and promoting the National Socialists. Which is funny. They'll ding you for the short version of that, but that was actually an insult.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody in the Reich who would want to be called that. They were National Socialist.
Right.
And that's what they'd always identify themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now they don't let us use the slur against that. Well, it doesn't help that there's enough morons that are, follow it today that use the term, probably without realizing that's a slur, which makes me laugh.
Right. But it's just like when you ask them about history too, Baron, they don't know anything about even the causes that, well, that's a whole nother story.
They don't know how World War One started. They don't know how World War II started.
Yeah.
Yep. You had an archduke, a rather insignificant archduke, who had a couple assassination attempts done on him, and of course the last one was successful, which, he had a good idea for a plan, but that plan went down the toilet and the war started because he was taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Isn't that Colin Hanks? Yeah,
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to say that word on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's history, Cash.
It
Don't
is,
shy away from it.
I don't. Why should we? It's just like because these other people want to.
Hell, we grew up in a time where people would mention it because it's part of history.
Exactly. That's why it was so crazy. I'm like, people want to not show something like, a swastika for the, of the Nazis. This is history. And so when they want to take that away even from games or whatever, it's history. You had it before, so why would you take it away? Because of your feelings? Come on. This stuff happens.
I could have said, I got to respect people's feelings and not show this movie. No, this movie needs to be shown because it's an important part of post-World War II history.
Well, it also comes down to one factor. If you don't like it, walk away.
That's right.
You walk away. Go somewhere else. Right.
That's right.
If you're in some cases that narrow-minded, walk away.
That's right.
If you're that brainwashed into thinking that anybody uses that word as sympathetic, go away.
That's
you're a moron.
That's right.
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 But see, the real danger is not what wasn't, of course they're heavily going with the anti-Semitic stuff because of what all happened there. But the other big fear was the fact that people would be still encouraged by this system.
Yep.
It was trying to stop revival of this, and more the fact that, as he said, do we want this to happen again? A third world war where Germany finally gets really forked off, and this time they'll probably win because how close they were winning this time. And it's a natural one. George Lincoln Rockwell, right? Lieutenant Commander, United States Navy.
Yep.
I believe he married an Icelander. I read his biography. I got it. It's a great biography.
Yeah, I mean,
it's called Hate. And the thing is, he was a good officer in the Navy. but he started reading Mein Kampf, My Struggle, and he became sympathetic to the Third Reich. And after the war, he was becoming kind of a problem. So they made an agreement with him that he would step down, retire. He would retire at the rank of full commander. And he, of course, as it went along, he started the American Nazi movement, the American Nazi Party.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very charismatic, very handsome, which was, of course, drawing people in. Of course, it was also repulsing people because he was talking about how great the enemy was. And he was later assassinated in a laundromat by one of his followers, disgruntled followers. But that's what they're afraid of. When you have your own people getting so fascinated by this and inspired by this, you don't want that. You just wanted the whole thing to go away and not have the risk of this creeping in, especially when you had the big battle in the United States at the time between the National Socialists and the Communists.
Mm-hmm.
You had the same thing going in there. And it's like, oh my God, these people. Well, yeah, they were fascinated with the Nazi stuff because they were only being told one side. You had the German American Bund Party, which was, basically the friendship party, which was being a front to go in there and try to, turn people over and be sympathetic towards. And then you got the communists. Well, you take a look at it, both sides are scumbags, but yet we're going to pound on the ones that were Nazi and we're going to ignore the communist ones.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Russia did its own share of dubious deeds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as it goes, the hammer and sickle to me is just as much of a hate symbol as the swastika from the Third Reich. It is.
Yeah.
Just look at Kim Jong-un.
Mm-hmm. Perfect example.
Look at Castro. I mean, and I'm talking about the current Castro. People thought, oh, Fidel went, but his brother's just as bad.
Oh, of course, man. It's just...
What about Winnie the G? I mean, people, whatever, but yeah, just look at all the quote unquote work camps that they have there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Disney? Right, Disney?
Mulan was filmed near
Muslim camp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, they don't like Muslims there. And I'm just stating fact. I'm not
That's right. These
Muslims,
but you can look this stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
It's really something. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like them. They no likey. And of course, I don't care what anybody says. Let's not forget Wuhan.
Yeah.
And now that we found how many labs in the United States illegally being run by people that worked in Wuhan, and they're working on the same exact stuff in the States. Okay, yeah.
And film brings up that Finland was the only country that was innocent during World War II.
Finland? Not completely.
But I was going to say, I think they still had their part in the things that occurred. They're not completely innocent from what happened.
They had swastikas on their machinery, and we can't forget the most amazing piece of audio we ever got came from Finland, and that's when Adolf went over there to talk with the higher ups in Finland. They were on a train. The Finnish bugged the car they're in the car that they were in doing their talk until someone figured it out, and the SS kind of made a big deal about it and stopped it. Causing a little bit of a higgly-piggly, but it's the only bit of audio. Now, I heard there was a second one that came out, but this is the one I know for a fact. That's where they actually have a Hitler talking normally, not what we see in the speech, and they were doing stuff like finding a lip reader to like when he was in the Eagle's Nest talking and walking around, so figuring out what Adolf was saying, and then this guy was talking in conversational tone on how he would have been talking.
Yeah,
which is just absolutely amazing. And yeah, you're right. It's not a German cross.
it's an Egyptian symbol.
Yes.
Isn't?
Yes.
It goes back even farther.
Yes, it does. Phil was showing me other pictures of that. So people that want to, always skew history, they're just,
the swastika shows up all around the world, right? With no connection between these civilizations.
Yes.
When you have American Indians with theirs, and yes, both ways. Right, they sit back and say it's only for one way that that is, but no, they use it both ways in society, and the meanings were kind of the same. It's like good luck, our victory, which is why it was adopted for the Third Reich. We're going to have our victory. So the one thing about the German cross was it was askewed, right? So it was slightly to the askew when you see everything else, and not straight like the Finland. But they still had a swastika on it. I didn't say it was a German swastika, but they had swastika. And it was post, the start of the war.
Yep.
But you'll find it in Egyptian. You'll find it, obviously, if you go to India, it's all over the place. Japan, it's on house flags or banners or whatever you want to call them over there. Teepees. In fact, if you remember about the teepee motels, up until World War II, they had swastikas on it because they saw it on teepees. So they put those designs on there.
Right, they did.
It got whitewashed off. Reenactors, and the hardcore American Indians that still hold on to their history, their past, they'll put up their lodges and they'll have swastikas on it. I remember my dad was saying that some pissant little pencil neck geek was causing problems because he saw it on there and started to make a big deal about it, and the guy and how he was going to rip it apart. The owner of the same teepee, who was huge, sat back and said, "You have to go through me first." And he realized that, yes, he probably would have gotten killed if he tried it. That's all serious. But Christians used the swastika back in the early day. Well, why? The Hakenkreuz, broken cross. The cross has been broken. The Nordics used it. It was Thor's hammer being thrown. Victory. So, yeah, it's an ancient symbol. It's a dramatic symbol. It's an Indo-European symbol. It's just, how did this come about? And 12 years of an Austrian should not discredit it. It should be taken back.
Phil says that the library in Wilmington, Delaware was built in 1925 with a lot of Middle Eastern symbols, and to this day, the swastika is on it.
Yep. Oh, they went after a building here in the Twin Cities. No surprise, because they had swastikas on it, but the swastikas were put on long before the Third
Well, of
Reich came
course,
about.
always, man. You know,
And yeah,
it's with Adolf and the Nazis and the Germans at that time. They start hijacking this stuff, just like we
And well,
see stuff.
that's why I was
Yeah.
going to say again,
Mhm.
that's why it's important to know where the symbol was used
That's right.
prior.
right.
That's right.
I'm not saying that with the way Germany used it during World War II and the Third Reich was appropriate. It wasn't.
No.
You
No.
have to know how these symbols originated and how they were depicted prior to somebody hijacking it.
Yeah, and still used today around the world. And if you try messing with them, they'll smash you. You know, it's just like the Totenkopf, the death head. You know, that you saw on the SS, the Schutzstaffel. No, it's the skull with the crossbones underneath. That
And I'm
was
sorry,
not.
Phil. Just real quick, I need to make a correction. Phil said 1923, not 1925.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, and but that was used by the Hussars long before. You actually had a Jew who wore that because he was the only the second Jew to be part of them and the first one to be an officer. By the way, Voss also has swastika on his plane in World War One, and he was Jewish. So even in the Middle East, in that area, they used it.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. So, like I said, symbols like that need to be taken back.
Yes.
And we got to quit being pusillanimous about it.
Yeah, because there's even things nowadays where people are just hijacking stuff and saying this is only for the group. No, this is for everybody, but let's hijack it. You know, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
The thing is, even though they're going against evil, bad people, the Allies were not being angels either.
No. Bill mentions, he says, Bad Austrian borrowed a lot from Germany royalty, more so the Kaiser. And fun fact, the Kaiser and Bad Austrian hated each other.
Well, no, I've had the luxury of reading My Struggle, Mein Kampf, and a lot of the beginning part of the book is him trying to legitimize himself into the Germans by, pounding in that, he's Austrian, but we're kin, we're the same, we're brothers and such like that. Was trying to use that to be able to give him legitimacy in Germany to rise up, to try to get going with the political career that had him going on there. So there is a lot of connection between Austria and Deutschland back in that time, and probably even still today. But and Hitler was using that to try to get that legitimacy. If you want to have a good snooze, read Mein Kampf. It is not. It's a very dry book. Very dry book.
Really dry? I guess that's.
Oh yeah, it is. It's. I mean, a lot of babbling about stuff and such, but trying to explain how things are, so and so. I gotta find the quote unquote Hitler's second book. He did have a second one he had written but never published until like 20 or so years ago. I don't know where it is right now. It upsets me I can't find it, but I want to read that one and get through that one too. Mein Kampf, by the way, is actually technically 2 books.
And Phil saying I should watch the movie with Christopher Plummer as the Kaiser.
Bet you would have done a great job.
Man. Christopher Plummer was a great actor.
Yeah. I still say the guy who played him in Battle of Britain was impressive. Too bad it was a love story.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the film footage I've warned you about.
Okay.
So if you're uncomfortable with this imagery, you can leave now and then come back after it's done. But this is actual film reels.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonder if they'll show Bergen.
You see why I was giving the warning?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how many people that are with us today have actually seen this.
No, they want to shield people from this stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular one, I saw it in high school.
Oh, yeah. We saw some of this stuff
on
TV.
I've seen some of the stuff in all the bodies buried in the pits or in the pit. It's just very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Barbaric.
So weak, he can't even move.
Yeah. And let's not forget the dysentery, too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot died from dysentery. Oh, I remember this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to confess, so I was always confused by this. He was a POW.
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing in a camp? Because they put him into the various POW camps. By Air Force would be in a Luftwaffe POW camp, infantry would be in that, and the Wehrmacht and stuff. So it's like, why was this lieutenant put in there? I was,
I haven't been able to find the answer.
Right.
This is why we have to make sure things like this never happen again.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Names like Elsa Koch, who, when they talk about the lampshades, she was the one that did that. The wife of the camp commander, the commandant. And people don't take this the wrong way, but you see all that. It looks like a slaughterhouse.
Because that's what it was.
Yep, exactly.
That's what those concentration camps became, unfortunately.
And no, none of them were made into soap. We can stop that lie anytime now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they say walking skeletons, yeah.
That's what they mean.
I mean, it's just like when you see those pictures of people in Africa that are starving. Same thing. Mm-hmm.
And this isn't Hollywood magic, folks.
No. They went to mass graves. And just another thing, too. Let's dispel this myth. Not everybody in the camps were Jewish.
No.
You had Poles, political people that
political enemies. And
yeah. Mm-hmm. You, of course, gypsies. Actually, if you would take a look at it on a percentile rating, the gypsies suffered the most on the percentile because they were almost totally annihilated.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to that, you know, almost a complete total annihilation with them. But, you know, even, you know, you had it's kind of funny. Even though you had members in there that were homosexual, Ernst Röhm was not killed because he was homosexual. He was killed because he was deciding to kind of rise up and go against the Führer. And there were many that were in the SA that were homosexual, and no one thought anything of it. One was actually, when the Night of Long Knives came, I can't remember what's the second or third in command of the SA, was pulled out of bed where he was with a young boy. I mean, that's how sick that is. But you know, you did have, you know, they did have a problem with male homosexuals. Oddly enough, lesbians, not so much. And, you know, my thinking on that one is they might be a lesbian, but they can still breed, if you know what I mean. Their philosophy of, you know, we got to, you know, go out there and bear a child. It doesn't matter if she likes men or not. She can still take it a couple times and have a couple of children, go back to her. You know.
That's how they viewed it. They wanted strong German men.
Right.
Look, they weren't. There's still people today. It's like, oh, well, we shouldn't have done this. It's like, look, at the time, the Japanese were not going to give up. Okay, it's that simple. This is war.
Neither side is innocent.
No,
neither side.
They're not. Nobody's innocent. It's war.
Oh, you're talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the dropping of the bomb actually was the most humane way to go. There were many Japanese that actually sat back and said, yeah, thank you for doing that, because they know it would have been an utter bloodshed. Because you would have, they were following the emperor so much because the emperor is God.
Right.
At that time, you know, women, children would have been rising up and attacking, and the soldiers would have to start taking out civilians who were attacking them with deadly force, along with whatever military was there.
Mm-hmm.
So
have a good night, Phil. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
See you later,
Take
buddy.
care. Take care, Philip J. McCracken. But and that was the thing. You have to take. People don't want to take a look at the overall. I mean,
of course not. Why would they?
Look at the overall big picture of the entire setup of the war, how it began, how it was going at one particular time, and how it ended.
And
it's like the firebomb,
right? And look at how our own media has skewed these wars as well, which does not help the situation at all.
Well, yeah, because they become propaganda agents. Not that we didn't have the news being propaganda agents back then, but they were propaganda agents for us, not the enemy. But it's like the firebombing of Dresden. A lot of people don't realize why this was happening. Well, where they were dropping phosphorus on top of phosphorus on top of phosphorus, which if anybody knows about phosphorus, you can't take out with water. You can drop lit phosphorus into a toilet and it'll still keep burning. I know, I've done it. When in high school you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. So you're basically putting stuff on top of other stuff that on top of the other stuff, having this gigantic fire. The reason why they did that was a test. It was a test for the H bomb. They wanted to see if they could actually control this or if this would actually do whatever. It's easier to stop dropping phosphorus than it is to drop a bomb and then find out, everything's gone or the damage.
Yeah, because you can't control it.
So there was a purpose behind Dresden. People don't understand why was it Dresden? Yeah, it was cruel. It was hard. It was nasty. It was mean. But they became guinea pigs. Why? They were the enemy. We can use them as a guinea pig.
He was a complete idiot.
Actually, he's lucky to only be getting that.
You could have been charged with treason.
Yep. Well, there's a whole slew of charges he could have.
I mean, I'm just mentioning one there.
Yeah, but treason, the top one. Juden. Which would make a lot of sense. Understandable.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is that that's how a lot of people who came over to the U.S. managed to learn English was by listening to not just baseball but other radio programs that were on at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My dad knew somebody who came from Iran, and that's how he learned how to speak back in the 70s and early 80s. Actually, about the time of the Iranian crisis that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, that's got to be interesting being Iranian here in the States like that with that. So, and I'll say the guy's name, Mnuchin, because I always found, because, you know, I found that always an interesting name, Mnuchin.
It's crazy to think they only had one ticket and they sent their folks and him.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what a lot of people did. See, that's why sorry, I'm going to bring this up. That's why when you have these people coming for asylum to this country, and it's military-age men, no women, no children, you either are coming and doing nefarious things, or you're cowards in your, you know, leaving behind, you know, not noble. You're not noble, because someone who is true caring about things do that. They send their kids or whatever. They're the last ones to go, if they even get a chance to.
Just like what we just heard here in Nuremberg, where, you know, the MP was sent ahead of his family because they could only afford one ticket.
One visa, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've always felt when people say I'm just this, I'm just that, I feel it's a cop out.
Well, no, hold on.
Okay.
Just keep watching the movie. Just keep watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to spoil anything for anybody because
I have a feeling what's probably coming, but still, that's just my opinion on that matter.
By the way, Mike, I hope you don't mind me doing this breaking news thing, but Bud Cort passed away, who was in Harold and Maude, the voice of the computer and Electric Dreams and all that, just at the age of 77. So,
So him and James Vanderbilt.
Yep. Because I know everybody knew about Vanderbilt. We kind of brushed it on that one, but yeah, unfortunately, he passed away. Yep.
The playbook.
Mm-hmm. 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 Right, and this is still part of the war, just a different battle.
Yes.
Right.
Battle of wits. It's a chess match.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Göring was not a stupid man.
I'll be right back.
Okay, you do that.
There was something you also said, Baron, about somebody lying when we were watching that footage, and I can't remember exactly what it is now. But
I didn't say lying. I didn't say lying. It's just, it seems odd because you had a first lieutenant in the United States Army who was a POW, but yet he was in a concentration camp.
Right, gotcha. Yeah,
he would actually be in a POW camp, and if he was a ground pounder, it'd probably be a Wehrmacht, possibly a Wehrmacht one.
Right.
And it's like that's kind of one of the odd things. The Germans weren't necessarily horrible to the POWs. My teacher in 7th and 8th grade, his dad was taken prisoner. He was shot in the hand, and of course the doctors would visit. He was given a ball to squeeze by the Germans so he could get his strength back in his hand. Another friend of the family, his father was captured, and he was actually interrogated by the Gestapo. And this is what the interrogation happened. He was sitting there. The Gestapo guy came in, sat down in the chair, put all his papers out in front of him, and let out with this question. Now that the Italians are on your side, what do you think of them? He responded back the same as what you thought of them when they were on your side. The Gestapo guy took all his papers, put them all together, got up, and walked out. I mean, it wasn't Hogan's Heroes, right? It was, no concentration camp is a wonderful place to be.
Obviously not.
But they definitely were not like concentration camps. And I mean, like I said, Mike and I both, we're just kind of always been curious about why is an American soldier in a concentration camp?
Yeah, that is
a uniform. Right.
Right.
So I didn't say lying. It just
Okay.
odd.
Well, I just wanted to bring it up because you had said something about it, so I just wanted to hear more about
it. Well, there was a bit of propaganda in this one. So let's take a case in the scenario. Let's just say he wasn't in there, and even on the film footage, he looked pretty good, right?
Sure.
But he might have been there for that film footage to give they kind of give a boost to us in the Americas to be disgusted by the real event that happened. A bit of a propaganda piece. It could be that. The trouble is with that is then you get the Holocaust deniers in there,
right?
And I can't remember if that is actually used by them or not. I don't know.
Well,
but it is a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing,
It was always too bad that
if it was done.
Yeah, at the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. a number of years ago. I was about 17 at the time. And the family was there. Not everybody. I think the 3 out of 4 family members were there. Yeah. We didn't get to go to the Holocaust Museum, and I know that they tag you and you experience what went on. And
in 6th grade, we took a trip to Washington, D.C., and we actually went there.
And there is truth in that statement. A lot of communists went in there. Not the SA. They were annihilated before that.
Well,
yep.
I'm sorry. It's just that I know what the responses are in the movie. It's like, hold on. Ease up there, bear. Wait.
Sorry.
Parents like, I'm going to jump.
Well, when there's something so glaring wrong.
Yes.
Areas that started World War One.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Guess that would be railroading, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes, the Sudetenland. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily. Mm-hmm. Both who were very anti-Semitic.
Mm-hmm. And had influence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yes, back at that time, that's what they were working on. We're going to move you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He was very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, Himmler was no dummy at all. Arrogant, narcissistic.
Calculated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to the numbers.
Damn internet. Mm-hmm.
He was loyal.
Yeah, it's yeah. If you thought it was a slam dunk and that Göring was just this fat fool,
Mm.
um, you
Again,
you know,
Göring wasn't playing checkers. He was playing chess. It's a chess match.
Mm-hmm. And the justice, the justice had everything handed to him. It was the Brit that came in with, but yet they're over there going, "Yay, good job, good job." No, you didn't do a good job, Justice.
No, he failed.
Yeah.
Like dominoes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
They
And
were.
that's the trouble. That's the trouble when you get involved with some of these people and you start seeing the other side of them.
Yes.
That can
cloud your judgment.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How will you present that side?
Exactly. God, he looks like him.
You're not kidding.
Mm-hmm. Just like a show.
Notice what he has in his hand.
Mm-hmm. There's his magic trick.
Cyanide capsule.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And just like I said, in the end, he still wins. He went out his way.
Mm-hmm. He didn't give him the satisfaction.
Right. How dare you die before I kill you? Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Douglas would risk giving Göring the pill. It had to be something
No.
Göring had hidden on his person.
Or somebody else smuggled in.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he's crying because he knows his end is coming.
Yep.
Oh, he did.
Be honest, I'd probably piss myself too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't imagine going through this, but then again, I don't think I'd do the things they did.
I wouldn't.
No. Not a good look going.
No. He was acting all big and tough before.
Yep. Oh, if he's joking, he did it wrong. Yeah, they think they. Yeah. They realize he did it wrong.
And there you go, Helion.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, a lot of people do defecate and such.
Yeah, they do. They do when they pass on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That he did. He went on his own terms.
Again, he didn't give them the satisfaction.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sounds like our own media nowadays, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The old days when you could actually drink on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Actually, that wasn't trashing your country. It's just telling the truth.
Yeah, telling the truth. It could happen anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything. It's like, hey, you don't like a warning? It's a warning.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Here's the kicker.
Hmm.
You're welcome, Lady Mist. I'm going to let the credits roll.
Okay.
I don't know if this has been nominated, but it definitely deserves to be nominated for an Oscar.
I think there was a bunch of whiny pissants about this film. So I don't know.
Oh, Yeah.
And honestly, this movie deserved to do better at the theater.
But the problem is, especially lately, that the Academy will pick stuff that fits their narrative. That's why one battle after another is up for so many awards, because it fits their narrative, and people can be like, "Oh, well, that
even though
that movie,
even though it crashed and burned."
Yeah.
Oh, it did. It did. Yep. But once again,
go
it
ahead.
fits. Yeah.
Go ahead, guys. I'm just removing the KOSMI link from Rumble and YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It's the movie's over.
Yep, Richard E. Grant. Not a big role, but a pivotal role.
Yeah.
Shows that your role doesn't have to be big to make an impact. And of course, he's been in so many things. Well, one of the problems with this film
All right,
is...
I'm going to go ahead and stop the credits here. So we can all start talking.
Okay. Oh, we can start yammering? Okay. The big problem with this film is, especially with the people out there, is it's not a TikTok film. In other words, you can't have your head buried into the TikTok. You actually have to watch. You actually have to pay attention. And so, how you get people in that's been so brainwashed is the attention span of a gnat to take part in something like this, or even have a conversation, or actually start questioning things. And that's the trouble with films like this. It does make you question things.
As I was watching it back in November, I'm going through what I remember of history. Going, okay, they got that right. Questioning that a little bit because my memory is a little hazy on that, but
right. And and how the Third Reich was, and various other things, who were who, and what did they play in the whole thing. It's just I mean, just like they said in 42, I mean, Hitler and him weren't exactly on good terms with each other. But and eventually, like, towards the end of the day, like I said, he was he thought he was a traitor or whatever, and kicked him out. And that's when I got a block on this. And the admiral became the second in command, and of course the theater after Hitler took himself out. So obviously for a very short time. It's like, do you realize that the Third Reich had two theaters? Yeah. Which a lot of people don't know.
And you can't expect everybody to know everything about history.
No. But, for the stumblefutzes who all go out there and scream this, scream that about, this Nazi, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. You just don't really understand. You don't understand the philosophy. You don't understand the political. Just shut the front door. I mean, you really don't know what you effing talk about. Well, I was told. Someone told me that was in Mein Kampf. Okay, point it out. I read it. Where was it?
Yeah.
And
what page, what chapter, what paragraph, what sentence?
Yeah. Was it in race, the part that's in race and nation? Was it, it's just, there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, obviously I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since I read the book. But, think, well, why would you read it? I'd rather come from the source than a hearsay. If you go by hearsay, you could be saying anything. You could be really talking out of your ass. And we don't need history like that. It's
No.
Like when they said that Millard Fillmore had the first bathtub put in the White House, which was not true. What happened was the professor was coming up with an instance where something like that's not the truth, could become the truth. And what happened?
If you spread the lie around.
Right. But the thing is it was never meant to leave the classroom, but then all of a sudden people started saying, oh, you know what he said? Obviously the ones that weren't paying attention. That, that he was, Fillmore was the first one to have that bathtub, blah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course it sticks into history. So it's like, and we have to be careful. That's why being a historian is not a lazy man's job. And again, I have utter contempt for those that say, oh, it was only written by the victors and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, again, go out the door because you're the type that would be that. And a true historian wouldn't. And there's a lot
true
of
historian tries to get it from all perspectives.
Right. Exactly. And there is a lot of stuff from the quote unquote losers you can ascertain.
Yeah.
I mean, Linsenfarn, who was the victor and who was the loser? The victor were the Norsemen. The losers were the Brits. Who wrote about it? The Brits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you get it from. Okay, you right there on that one, you're wrong.
Yep.
So
real quick, I do want to say hello to Lester, and he says Russell Crowe equals another fine job. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an Academy Award winning performance that he had in there. I do.
What did you think? Well, first I'll let you get back to what you were talking about, and then I'll ask you.
Oh, I think I was kind of towards the end. I was just ranting about the fact that, anyone who goes and says stupid things like that, just sit in the corner and suck your thumb, because your intellect is that of a gnat, and your IQ must be somewhere near 50. Mm-hmm. And you're the one that's easily brainwashed.
Yeah. So let me ask everybody this, including you, Baron, and of course Cash, if he's within listening range. Yeah. What would you rate this movie after you give your overall thoughts on this movie?
Okay, overall thoughts. Well done. It's well done. Well done. Obviously, big trial. Well done with the cinematography, the filming, trying to intersplice new stuff with old stuff for the movie purpose on that one. And of course, not trying to do that with those actual historical scenes when they went to the camps. So, a lot of great work that was done on there. Fine acting portrayals in there. And I would say, if I was with Pops, I would give it a, again, the acting performance by Russell Crowe. Boom. I mean, this is, he should be nominated for this part. How can you make someone that was in history like that identifiable? And, it can suck you into a friendship, right? And I dare say sympathetic. I dare say that, but it's like you start seeing a different side, which is what really happened, and the dangers of that.
Mm-hmm.
By going with that and being, like I said, you start feeling sympathetic and all that. You start getting woven into a trap. And
I was just gonna add, you see how Douglas Kelley got woven into Göring's web,
right? Exactly. And others, and no, they say, how can somebody, join in? And it's like, this is the way. And that last scene with Kelley isn't quite right, because he experienced it, but was able to get out of that web.
Mm-hmm.
It's someone telling you mostly the truth and bringing in a little bit of a lie, but that lie starts growing bigger. But you have that connection, you have that ability to draw people in. You have that charisma, and then as that happens, it goes to the other part. But you can't get to the other part unless you got that. You got that first part. It's words. It's the play of words. He was doing it on the stand. National socialism isn't a bad thing. It's better than your democracy, right? And such. And that's how it is. You don't need to have that fanatical. Again, everyone thinks of the Führer as just frothing at the mouth, screaming on top of in front of a podium with his speeches. Well, of course, that's the performance he's got to do. Well, he's in a large area. The microphones don't necessarily fully work, so you got to kind of scream out there a little bit, and you got to and lead like the inspiration, which is the gestures and stuff like that. You're doing the rah rah rah, but then you get the theater in the private, which, like I said, when he was in Finland, it was so important to get how he was talking naturally. And then put that with a lip reader and then someone to read those lines, and then you can start hearing how Hitler was actually talking in private and all that, and how personable and likable he was. And then you can see what the danger is, because when he was off the stage and talking with people afterwards, because we've seen all the footage where he's out there and he's talking to people, and he's giving flowers from little girls, and he's tossing their hair and smiling at them and talking to the mom and such like that, and smiling, and obviously he wouldn't be doing that up there, but people always just identify him on that stage. It's like, how can somebody follow that? Well, you're only seeing the one. You're seeing the presenter, the person who's doing the rah-rah. Now you're getting that personable side, and that's how it happens. And that's what you have to be careful. When you start liking them, and they are and they're solving a problem, because they were solving a problem. The socialism was working in there, but what was the cost? And the episode of Star Trek, Patterns of Force, exactly. If you listen at the end there, the man, the Starfleet guy, I keep on wanting to say Kelley, but it's not Kelley. But it's absolutely right that the National Socialism system would work, except the one thing. You need to have someone, an enemy, for it to continue on. And that's the problem. He's absolutely right. So with seeing that and seeing how Crowe was doing Göring, my God, he must have done a lot of homework. I would give this film, when I'm going to give how I do it on Pops's, 4 bucket of popcorns in a bag out of 5. And again, that bag of popcorn, a lot of that, that's Russell Crowe. Really brings it to that instant.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he is.
And what did you think of his German accent? That was a question I wanted to ask you.
I thought it was good, even when he was speaking in Deutsch. When he was off Deutsch, sehr gut, jawohl.
Sehr gut.
Jawohl, meiner.
Cash, what about you? What did you think of the film?
He got lost with the German.
It's too much. No, Rami Malek had a strong performance. I love the courtroom drama. I'm a big courtroom drama person, but it's just everything seemed to fit. I thought the movie flowed well. I liked the performances by Malek and of course Russell Crowe. I liked the supporting cast as well. I thought Michael Shannon did a good job. I was very impressed. And I was just also sitting back and listening to you guys. And I know, obviously we will talk a lot during these watch parties, but
we have to talk
too.
because
That's right.
we're on stream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, there's two ways you can do these watch parties. You can do it where people actually show their webcams and then they show their reactions and then they talk a little bit, or we can do it this way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm not going to be silent during my entire stream during a watch party.
No,
if anybody wants that, go somewhere else.
Right. I mean, this film did not hit me or have that impact that Downfall did. Like I said, a fantastic film. You have to read in subtitles, but don't watch it if you're in a depressed state at all.
No.
This is a film. This is a film just like Schindler's List. You have to be.
You have to
in
be
the right
in the right
mindset.
mindset. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
This is not, a happy film. This is truth, and I'm glad this film didn't really sugarcoat anything. They just is blunt. Good.
Yeah.
But you also understand why I put that disclaimer on the thumbnail. I put it out when I promoted it.
But I would say this: as much as this is a great film and did have an impact, it didn't have as much of an impact as Downfall. But yeah, it did have an impact. I mean, it was a little bit more of a wider thing in Downfall than this was. More focused on the doctor and Göring, and it's a good character piece. It's a good, it delivers the good in that area. It really does. So.
But is there anything else you want to say about the film, Cash?
I mean, like I said, I don't always know these stories about the war history in this. So I'm just sitting here listening to Baron and listening to you. And, I'm happy to learn more about stuff that even in high school or junior high or even in college, we didn't really talk about. We talked about some other things, but not a lot about this, what happened. There's some things I know, of course, but I'm happy to always learn new stuff. And I always find war history and especially World War II, it's just fascinating, all the craziness that, of course, went on. But war is hell. I mean, I just, seeing the actual footage and so on. And I'm like, I remember seeing some of that stuff before where all the bodies were just in like a hole. It's just disgusting and vile, but you can't close your eyes. You need to see it.
Helen says she wanted the movie to make her cry. It's not that kind of movie. It's supposed to have you sit down, pay attention, and really understand that this did happen.
Right.
Regardless of what some people try to say, oh no, it never happened. The Holocaust never happened. These atrocities never happened. It happened. Like it or not, it happened.
It was there. My big problem, though, again, with it is it just it left out a lot of the others that went to the camp, and that's the one thing that bothers me all the time.
Fair.
I mean, not to take anything against people, the Jewish people or anything like that. But
no.
We have to remember,
it wasn't just 6 million Jewish people who lost their lives in those camps.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was gypsies, as you mentioned. It was political opponents who were eliminated.
Communists. I mean, it goes on in there, and they need to be remembered as well. And we have a tendency to forget that. We have a tendency to ignore them, and they should.
You can just put the movie title in the chat, Tim. That's fine.
Yeah, Tim, it's okay.
You don't have to keep putting the links. Just put the movie title in the chat.
It's all good, Tim.
So, I want the others remembered as well. And
absolutely.
That's always been a big failure with a lot of this.
That's what the whole thing is. Like, even like not this is what drives me crazy and stuff. Like, it's great to honor even certain baseball players and lot, but why I bring this up because this is just other parts of history that they won't. It's like, well, where is Branch Rickey, who brought in Jackie Robinson? You know, it's just they leave out things. Yeah, they've honored him, but it would be great if Branch Rickey got a statue. That's just my feeling. I need to start pushing for more of that, pushing that stuff. So, but I mean, I agree with you, and it's the same thing with this situation. You know, other people did die. Excuse me. Besides Jewish people.
Well,
they deserve to be remembered just as much.
Think about Oscar Schindler and the risk he was taking.
Right. Exactly.
Well, even when you take a look at, I know someone brought up about Anne Frank in the chat earlier. I think it was
Helion.
Yeah. But, the ones that were hiding them were not Jewish. You had Clara Ten Boom, who was out there hiding them out there. And, a lot of people, it's like you bring that name up, but, well, who's that? It's like it was an old Catholic girl, a lady that was hiding Jews.
Right. I think that's fair, Tim. I really do. Yes.
No, we don't know.
No.
We don't know the complete number.
No.
And for people, back in 2022, to compare Gina Carano to the Third Reich, the Germans. Oh boy, you people do not know your history.
No.
I don't care if you like.
I'm holding back the word I want to step back.
It's just
there's a certain word with an R and another word with a C. I just want to call them because that's exactly what they are, and that's what makes them all even more fed up because they're inciting violence. Watch this film. This is what it really is talking about. And yeah, they're right. The camp started out for the communists, but
we saw where that went.
Is good for a Jew, and it's good for a gypsy, and it's good for blah blah blah.
It's good for our enemies. That means enemy combatants, as we saw in that film roll footage.
Yeah, which I'm still confused on because, again, what is the U.S. officer doing? They would be brought into the POW camp, and the Germans were not that horrible when it came to the POW. I'm not saying that they were the best, but so I'm just confused by that one and always have been.
I haven't been able to find the answer.
I mean, all I got suspicions. Well, Cash brought that up. I'll bring it up again. It might have been used as a bit of a propaganda tool because, he looked relatively healthy and all that, but to emphasize the point to like Americans, what happened there. That he just might be someone who wasn't there, but he
wasn't there very long,
or there at all, and he's just there to do this, to try to sway
the opinion of the American people, because even our own newsreels tried to sway the opinion of the American people. The bonds,
right? And all I'm saying is propaganda. I mean, it was still being done then. You can see that they're even with the trial, they were kind of doing things that was kind of questionable. And if they tried to do that here in the United States, well, you wouldn't have, and people would be disbarred over it, and such. So, I often think that it was just used. He was just in there for a propaganda tool and wasn't there, but because every nation is guilty of propaganda. Okay, propaganda is just trying to get your side out. That's what propaganda is. It can be good propaganda, it can be bad propaganda, it even can be neutral propaganda. But you're
still trying to get a certain point of view out there.
Right. You're trying to sway people your way. And how better than, hey, this soldier was in this camp. And it's like, oh my, when it wasn't the case. But yeah, I mean, that's the times. And we don't have that type of propaganda today. We don't have a congresswoman from Minnesota who faked being attacked.
It's still prevalent today.
Yeah. So I mean,
You go to
there.
social media, you see it. Heck, with the use of AI, they could make something look like it happened when it never happened.
Right, and that's been the big fear with a lot of people. No, it's just be careful. How can it happen? This is how it happens.
Okay, so I did some research on Nuremberg.
Oh, he did.
And they are not up for any nominations of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Of course not.
They should be. They really should be.
But
yes.
no, they just want to put it for a POS movie that, yeah, it's just, and that's the state of Hollywood. Fuck Hollywood. Sorry, excuse my French. I tried not to swear through this entire one because of the seriousness, but it comes on the fact you don't hate them enough, and I'm talking about the media, because they'd rather do their atrocious crap compared to, you know, something like this that drives the point home.
It drives the point home as it should. And I just want to address this from Helion. They've always questioned his death because there are things that weren't adding up.
Mm-hmm. I was always told that someone slipped it to him. And just like you had with the doctor that was going around, he was German. Well, how many other Germans were in there? And how many people, you know, were still die in the heart National Socialists? You know, people just don't turn overnight saying, "Oh my, this is bad." No. It doesn't work that way. You talk
Takes
about
time.
brain, right? And so that was what I was told. He was it was snuck into him, and he said, "You can't fire me. I quit." And left the egg on the face. That's what he wanted. He won, whether people like it or not. He went out on his own terms. He was not going to let them kill him. No ifs, ands, or buts.
And as far as I'm concerned, getting back to Nuremberg, you know, I do think this is an excellent movie that anybody who wants to poo-poo this movie is missing out on a movie that really, really does make you think from the moment it starts to the moment it ends.
Mm-hmm.
And we need movies like that.
Yeah.
Not movies made for the TikTok generation. Or, you know, someone who sees a laser light or, you know,
pew, pew, pew.
A squirrel. And go squirrel. No.
Well,
you need to be able to, you know, empty your mind of any thoughts so you can pay full attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's higher than what I gave it when I first saw it, but watching it the second time with all of you, 9 out of 10.
Behind the scenes, I was cattle prodding Mike to do that. I said, 9. Why are you saying no to me? Then he says, "Why are you saying no to me?"
God, Darren.
I'm sorry, I had to.
No, it really is a 9 out of 10. I very rarely give movie 10 out of 10, but 9 out of 10, that's what this movie is for me. For someone else, you might have it, you know, at 10 out of 10. You might have it lower, but that's why I am asking for folks who watch it with us in KOSMI to put their scores, give their thoughts.
Right. That's why I gave it that half extra, that bag of popcorn, on the scale of 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've never rated anything with pops with that high. So this film being ignored is it's atrocious. But
Well,
we've seen so many great films get
yes.
ignored.
They get it. They get ignored because the stuffy elitists of the people, and then of course if it doesn't fit their narrative, it's the same kind of bullshit all the time. It goes back to, they'll be like, oh, this is just a comic book movie, or this is just a sci-fi, and it's like, no, this is so much more. I mean, there were even people who got mad when you had a Japanese creator, one of the people that they consider a genius, win for best animated movie. Well, guess what? It deserved it. So take your Cross the Spider-Verse and shove off.
Now the big question is, should have been in the foreign film category. I can understand questions like that, but but it wasn't animated. It was an animated film, so I can see it being there. And when you have real story, real.
The Boy and the Heron, I think, won that year for best animated movie, and it beat out stuff like Across the Spider-Verse. And I remember the actor got all upset about it. It's like, dude, get over it. You already won for the first movie, so how about time to pass the torch or something, dude? Come on.
And it wasn't that good anyway, so
I don't think it was. But...
well, I mean that's just
even though it made a lot of money. There's some problems with that movie.
Well, of course it's good. Just because a film makes a good bunch of money doesn't mean it's a good film. Right. Just because it didn't make a lot of money doesn't mean it's a bad film.
Right.
And,
that's where Nuremberg falls in the ladder.
Right.
It didn't make a lot of money, but it's a good film.
Even if it's just, there should be nominations for this movie, but of course no. So once again, it's just they'd rather go with something that shows pro nonsense and a bunch of evil white people, whatever, and other stuff, and just, it's ridiculous. But once again, it fits their narrative, so they don't care.
Yeah. Well, and of course it comes into a little bit more of a dangerous thing. Just because as you're watching it, you yourself might be getting sucked into what Hermann Göring is talking about and all that, and then you realize, oh yeah. Well, they'll sit back and say, oh, this is just a pro film. They see it's promoting, and it's like,
it's not promoting at all.
Well, that's why people were, I'm sure, hoping when Return of the King won all those awards that year that things were going to really start changing, but nope, it didn't. So it was unfortunate.
Well, they gave it all to that year because they snubbed it virtually the other two times, and they knew.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They knew they had to do it.
They had to do it, I guess. Yeah.
if they were honest, every year they would have been walking out with a statue.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
And when we do get to watching Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers and Return of the King, just know it is going to be the extended version, so get comfortable.
Ready. Get set.
But Numathon. Yeah.
Because unlike with Gettysburg, we'll watch it all the way through with the Lord of the Rings, but again, get comfortable.
Yeah, and it's dangerous because it really can suck you in. I mean, you sit down, you go, I just want to watch it a little bit here in the beginning. I want to see a little bit of the Shire and see Bilbo and stuff. And before you know it, there's the end credits, and you're all disheveled, and the popcorn here and there, and it's like, you're sleep deprived, and you got to crawl wherever it is afterward. I honestly didn't mean to watch it. Oh.
Yeah, you're getting into that's how I got into the Lord of the Rings movies, was just doing the deep dive. I never watched it before. I had no interest, but this is back in 2021, and I had an HBO Max subscription back then, and I figured Why am I going to just go with the theatrical cut? Why don't I just go into the deep end?
Dun dun dun.
20. Well, 20.
Baron,
year,
I wasn't interested. Okay. When they first came out, I wasn't interested. Just like with Tombstone, after watching the extended cut of Fellowship of the Ring to Two Towers and Return of the King, I'm kicking myself in the ass, going stupid.
It's
You
all
should have
right,
gone to see it.
dude. It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody's going to be.
I agree.
Oh no. Gorlock
He puts Gorlock on, but he does his bear sounds, and now he finally puts his bear up there.
Yeah, he's got a bear up there.
And yes, Lady Miss, I haven't forgotten. I have not forgotten, because next month we're watching Unforgiven, and we're also gonna be watching a movie, and you'll recognize this quote, "As You Wish," and that's gonna be on March.
Empire Strikes Back.
No,
As You Wish.
no, The Princess Bride. Baron,
but that's what Darth Vader. Doesn't Darth Vader say that in Empire? As you
Yes,
wish.
he does. But
well, you can't blame me for getting it wrong, man. You can't get me wrong.
I'm doing a very bad Andre the Giant impression. I have a rock. But
you fell into that trap, buddy.
Yeah, I know. But on March 8th, where we'll be watching The Princess Bride.
cool.
And then on March 11th, we'll be watching Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to let you all know that on April 1st, that it's my birthday, so I already determined that's going to be a watch party day on that day.
Ooh.
And
it's okay. I just got one thing to ask. Anybody in the chat, are you surprised when his birthday is? What?
I've always called myself a fool, Baron. I was born on April Fool's Day. Well, the fool born on the Fool's Day.
Yeah, you're a jester, all right.
I thought that was you, Baron.
But
well, a fool and a jester is the same thing, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a troll.
But.
Okay.
But.
I swear, you two. I swear.
Especially when you play your games, you swear.
Yeah, I do. That's just who I am when I play games.
Warms the cockles.
But on April 1st, and this isn't a joke. This is me going, yeah, I'm going to have this watch party on April 1st. Ha ha, fooled you. You know why? Because good is dumb. No, but in all seriousness, on April 1st, that is my birthday, and I thought, you know what? We're going to watch Tropic Thunder.
Ooh.
I want to watch Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder is.
For a minute there, I thought you're going to say Spaceballs with that lane, but
No, we remember I did that as a surprise watch one time.
Yeah, I know we did, but it doesn't mean we don't watch it again. But Tropic Thunder, that'd be good.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, that's a good film. Jack Black is actually pretty good in that one.
Yeah, he is. I don't find him annoying.
Yeah, certain films, I don't know. Other stuff, maybe a little bit too much. But...
Well, this one, he did a good job.
Oh, yeah, he did do a good job.
Praises to it, yeah. So, there. Don't ruin me giving praise. Damn it.
And Helion says her birthday is the day before mine. Well, I'll make sure to wish you a happy birthday. But...
Yeah,
I did promise Lady Miss. I promised her that we would watch it last year. I never got around to it. That's on me, Lady Miss. But in April, yeah, that's right, April. Yeah, we're gonna watch Conan the Barbarian.
Whoa.
That's right.
Oh, I got a lot to say about that film.
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Yeah, that's right.
not only have I gone through every Robert E. Howard story and just finished it not too long ago, all its entire complete work, but I also the novelization to the film, which of course has some little things in there that's not in the movie, but helps explain stuff. So it'll be interesting to talk Conan. Not that I'm saying I'm a complete, total, utter expert on it, but I've learned a lot about him.
Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on.
What?
1 second, gentlemen.
Hold
on there. 1 second there, gentlemen.
I'd buy that for $1.
All right, we got Timmy Boy here. Yeah, Timmy Boy with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Tim, for that. Really appreciate it, bro.
Wait a moment. How can you do that? Pennies are gone. How can you do that? We don't have pennies no more.
Oh boy.
There are some who call me Tim.
Baron, some days.
I know I haven't played that in a while. We get done with a serious movie, and then Baron's like, hey.
Baron's like, did the jester show up yet? Hey guys, how you doing? How's it going?
Here's my salute to Tim. There we go. Give him that. Well, it's after the film. We can lighten up a little bit after.
I know.
We got it out of there. We behaved through the film and afterwards discussing it. So now it's a free for all.
But that Conan stream will happen on Sunday the 12th. Where we watch Conan. Yeah, that's right. It's right.
It's the first movie. It's the only Conan movie I care about. I don't know.
It's going to be the first movie. I'm not watching the second one.
Well, the Destroyer isn't bad if you're just gonna. It's not bad if you're just gonna, if you're just gonna have fun with it. You know what I mean? Not take it serious. Even do a little MST3 Kane to it. You know what I mean?
Baron,
and he does punch out a camel in it.
I'm so happy, Baron.
And
both the stills is in it.
Yeah, true. And in May, ladies and gentlemen, I've thought of 2 movies to watch in May. And those 2 movies are going to be 7 Psychopaths with Christopher Walken. Yeah, Christopher Walken. We're going to be watching that. It's a dark humor movie. I think some of you might enjoy it, but
I never heard of it.
Well, Sam Rockwell's also in it.
Oh, so.
And Alfred Woodard's also in it.
Oh, wow.
Along with a few other folks. But we're going to be watching 7 Psychopaths. And then we're also going to be watching The Patriot in May.
Oh, yeah.
Great film.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw Heath Ledger in a movie. And it's like, wow, this guy's good.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have Odo in it. Renee Auberjonois.
Yeah, Renee Auberjonois. I love that. Yeah.
I love saying that name.
Great actor.
Yes, ladies, we're going to be watching Conan. Yeah, that's right. April 12th. That's right. No. Because I'm trying my hardest to make sure that it's just 2 movies per month. Special occasions will be a double feature.
Yeah.
For the most part, 2 movies each month. And no, my birthday is not going to be a double feature.
Double feature, yeah.
The double feature is his presence, folks, and you can revel in it.
No, because, I got the thing, especially after, those months, October, November, December specifically, where, I was doing, the double features and everything. It's like, I need to cut back, way back on the double features.
Uh-huh. Maybe my snoring might help too.
No,
he just hated the fact you heard me in the background going, squirrel.
Oh,
squirrel.
Well, I mean, Renegade would definitely be worth watching. The animation's kind of rough, but the story, oof, so good.
And I haven't done a watch party for the 87 G.I. Joe movie. I haven't done that. But I was thinking for June, well, I'm going to play the clip.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
And by thinking, I've already determined when in June it's going to happen. So in June, that particular watch party will happen on the 3rd.
There's so many great lines in that movie. I think the second one is still pretty funny too, but the first one's the best. But the second one is pretty funny also. I don't know, those Anchorman movies. We need comedy like that again. Hey, Helen, where's the party? Children.
No. If anything comes up or I decide maybe I'm going to move a movie to, this week and this month, I'll let you all know.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything else is set in stone all the way up to June. I'm kind of shuffling a few things around thinking, okay, in July. Well, July. Obviously, we have to have patriotic films. Obviously, with it being the 250th anniversary of the country. So
I thought it was going to be for Afghanistan.
No. That's a victory and celebration you could have during your street.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm come up with. No, I was thinking more Born on the 4th of July. Oh, The Burbs with Tom Hanks. Yeah. Carrie Fisher's in that too.
Yep. You are correct, sir.
Well, of course, I am Baron McMahon.
Hey-oh!
But yes,
Are you trying to tell me that Cash is Doc?
Yes, I am. But that is what I've planned for the watch parties up to June. Again, once I finalize everything else, because I go back and forth with the movies, what we should show, what we shouldn't show, or maybe wait a little bit. And yeah, I could definitely add The Burbs to June. Make that another month for its comedy month, just like I've done before.
I haven't seen The Burbs since I first saw it on cable. I really can't remember if I liked it or not. I know it was a weird movie.
Tim, that's already penciled in for July. Because the way I want to do it for, that week, it might actually creep into June. So there might actually be a third movie in June, but near the end is have, Born on the 4th of July. And, I could throw We Were Soldiers in the last weekend of June, but I've already been planning on having We Were Soldiers be one, because that's actually a movie I went and saw with a friend when I was out in California back in 2002, and it's a very good film. Very good film. And Helion's saying, well, what about Saving Private Ryan? I kind of go back and forth on that one as far as a watch party. I mean, just because the 250th anniversary of the country is officially in July doesn't mean we can't go past July. We certainly can.
Right. Because we're patriotic. America, if yeah.
But That's what I have planned for right now for the watch parties, just to let everybody know. And again, if anything changes, I know I'm rambling. I do that. But if anything changes, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not more than Baron, though. Hey-o.
I don't ramble.
Oh,
every word is precious.
Oh boy, here we go. What was that? Oh, okay.
You peasant. You peasant.
Lies detected.
Mm-hmm.
I never lie. Everything's prior to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that.
Yeah. Sure, you don't lie. I don't believe that. So, Baron?
What would you say you do here?
I carry you on my shoulders.
Oh no, here we go.
The hell you say?
Yeah, the hell I say. I mean, and of course, I'm just my stunning personality.
Oh boy.
Yeah, in other words,
how many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yeah. You figured it out.
Well.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I'm letting him do all the clips this time.
And Lady Missus, ramble all you want, Pacific. I do a good job of that anyway. I'm not trying to pat my own shoulder or anything, pat myself on the back.
Well, she just plays it back when she's going to bed and helps her go to sleep.
I don't know about you, Tim. I don't know about anyone else, but it's hard to find World War II film. I mean, World War I, not II.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, there's All Quiet on the Western Front. I mean, you got that.
Which is in public domain now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is the original one. Yeah, that's
the original one is in public domain, so I could actually show that and not have to worry about a copyright strike.
Woohoo!
Oh, woo! There we go. Yeah, it's better than the one that they did in the 70s with John Boy. Even though Ernest Borgnine was good in that.
Yeah, Tim, that's just the thing. There's a few. There aren't many.
Yeah. And some of the modern ones they did were having absolute crap, and let's put people who would never be part of this in there, and blah blah blah. And it's like, come on, quit using this as bullshit.
But I've rambled on long enough, gentlemen. What do you have coming up, starting with Baron?
Nothing. Oh, I will be filming something finally with Pops on Friday, so I'll probably watch the film tomorrow, so it's all fresh in my mind. I won't say what the name of the film is, but yeah, Pops and I are back pairing up and doing our watch parties that we do and giving our reviews on them. So, and they can be anything from horrid trash to pretty darn good films, and it doesn't mean that they aren't the quote unquote B films, because there have been a hell of a lot of B films we watched, and they were really good. But we won't talk about Forbidden Planet. And so if you haven't, please go to Pop's channels. You can catch that. And he's done it with other people too, but you especially want to watch the ones with me. The last ones we did were De Palma films, Blowout and Dress to Kill.
You hear that,
Dress
folks?
to Kill. So
he's talking about how Pops has done videos of other people, but you would have watched the ones with me.
It's about
don't
me.
Don't you just love yourself?
It's about
I
me.
Do. Well, someone's got to love me.
You and Julia Roberts can have a good talk about
no.
that. It's about me.
No, not Julia Roberts. Oh, no.
Just give her a big hug.
I do have my limits.
Anything else? Better Norman Tagge.
Other than hang out with you guys and stuff like that, I can't think of anything on the top of my pointed head.
All right. So that brings us to, as some call him, the professor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
No, I'm going to call him a yellow belly limbertail if he don't show up on his horse to get rid of Felicity Friday night.
Felicity Friday night, man.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
You better not chicken out.
No chicken, man. And if for some reason the Rumble studio don't work, and it should, and everything be good, then we'll just continue on like we did last time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We got vampires to take care of. We got Felicity to take care of.
We got vampires, so everything should be good. But I'll make sure that I reboot the computer before I set up the Rumble.
Reboot it before you put in the URL.
Thank goodness, because Rumble Studio going to tell us to go to hell. Tell us to go to hell and die. Rumble kind of mean to us, Mike. I don't like that. Kind of.
It's been nice to me for the most part.
For lately, partner.
I haven't pissed them off yet.
Not yet.
What do you mean yet? Yeah, I think you have.
Like I said, I haven't pissed them off.
Not yet. Yeah. But yeah, we gotta kill Felicity, partner. We got a lot done last time, man. We just
in the game, YouTube.
In the game, YouTube, you son of a. Anyways, yeah. So we got that coming up, and then just that right now. There might be still a surprise before Friday. Who knows? I'm not sure yet. What I have been mostly working on lately is thumbnails, and then I've also been doing grok stuff, and just messing around with that. But I've got a few more thumbnails made, so should be ready to rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to Friday.
Yes. That will be fun.
I used to look forward to Fridays.
Yeah, once we get Evil West, because Baron has been obsolete for a while, so we're gonna make him cry in the corner, and no, but
here's a donut, Baron. Go ahead and cry.
Here's a donut. Cry, little boy. Cry.
I'm gonna go
in the corner. Yeah.
Actually, got this show here.
After we're finished with that, then I just got to test some things, and then hopefully the Space Marine thing will work out. We'll be good. Like I said, I'm disappointed still in the developers that were like, oh hey, this worked on your computer before, but we decided to do some more patches. Go fuck yourself.
You know something?
It sounds like we used to Baron and I every time to go fuck ourselves.
I don't, man. Just Baron. Just Baron. Not you, Mike. You're better than Baron. You know this. Come on.
I just realized something now because she came over to me, but usually I close the doors to try to keep as much noise out as possible. And animals while I'm at it. Little girl just came out of nowheres. It's like, you've been in here the whole time, and it's been like 3 hours, and it's the first time I saw you, you little orange.
Cats are like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? You can say hi. Oh, no.
She's camera shy. She's camera shy.
Well, she's not on the camera. I got her by the mouth. I was expecting her to go meow. Usually she does when I pick her up.
But yeah, those things are unfortunate, so I'll have to see how I can work around with the laptop. But Evil West will be finished soon, and that'll be great. So.
X for doubt.
Yeah, whatever.
Things that will never happen for 100, please.
We're close to the end, Baron, so shush.
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
You've been close to the end for a while, but
I'll ask you later what time we're going to start.
All right.
Yeah, you two can do that.
Yeah.
Quiet, Baron.
And as far as what's coming up on the YouTube channel and the Rumble channel for me, for tomorrow, I will be playing Arc Raiders. And then after Arc Raiders, I might shift to another game, just depending on how things go in Arc Raiders. And then, of course, Friday, I will be doing a Rumble only stream where part of that stream will be Evil West with Cash, but I'll also be trying to get a little closer to the end of Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, and depending on how things go, I might even play a little bit of Marvel Rivals, but the two games that I'm primarily going to focus on will be Ghost Trick Phantom Detective and also finishing up Evil West with Cash. And then, of course, this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern will be episode 21 of The Adventure Continues, the Star Trek discussion, where I will be asking and welcoming everybody to join me at 6 p.m. Eastern for that particular show as we watch the Deep Space Nine episode, The House of Quark, on Valentine's Day. And of course, I'm still waiting to hear from a certain Anonymous, Anonymous, to let me know what his episode of choice will be on the 28th. So if you're out there, Anonymous, I'm listening and I'm waiting.
Anonymous! Anonymous! Anonymous!
But yeah. Now, as far as the games are concerned for next week, well, yeah, it's going to be Shinobi, Art of Vengeance next week, and also Mass Effect next week. I just got to decide what day. And also, when I do play Black Myth Wukong, again, I pretty much figured out what I have to do in the stage I'm currently in. I just actually have to do it. But I do want to take the time to thank everybody who joined us over in KOSMI, whether you were there the whole time or even just part of the time. I want to thank Real Joe's Atmosphere for joining us. Of course, DJ Ronnie G was over on the KOSMI side. Jet Sparks, thank you very much. Paddle Wannabe. I'm not sure who Anonymous Goat was or Anonymous Horse, but thank you for joining us. Lady Mist, Helion, Tim, of course, Cash Bear. Thanks for being over on that side with us. And as far as those of you who are in the chat, I want to thank Tim for being here in the chat with us tonight. Helion, thank you very much. I also had As Was, the newest Pacific414 member. And
Yay!
Lady Miss. And also, I owe this to As Was, since he is a new channel member. And I'm going to go ahead and play this.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
They live. And of course, Zachariah Johnson, thank you for joining us. Trina, thank you for joining us as well. And also, Hannah Lehan, thank you for joining us. We also had Sosa Rubiero, thank you for joining us. Jet Sparks, thank you for joining us in the chat. Bill, thank you for joining us in the chat. We also had Eric Dome join us in the chat. Lester, appreciate you joining us and watching the movie. And Tim, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. And if I missed anybody, I do apologize. And let's see, we got some movie recommendations. The Red Baron. Yeah, I know that's one we could do. And Aces High.
The Blue Max. The Blue
yeah.
Max is a good one.
Yeah, Lady Miss also brings up War Horse.
Mm-hmm.
And A Farewell to Arms, yeah. All good movies. Just got to decide, okay, when are we going to show them?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got to do. But everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. hope you enjoyed the movie. And if you did enjoy the movie, make sure you recommend it to folks and, tell them to sit down and watch it. But again, they have to be in the right frame of mind. Well, again, thank you, everybody. Remember, don't ever give up on me in a game, because just when you do, you might miss something. And I'm not just a baseball guy. I'm an all-around guy. Take care, all.
Autobots, transform and roll out!